Welcome to the SplatZones. We are a monthly videocast / podcast dedicated to bringing you the best Nintendo-related topics. I'm your host, Nice1983.
And I'm your co-host, Mario Afterparty.
And man, I feel like we were here yesterday. Wait, weren't we here yesterday? Well, we're back. Because of a scheduling conflict, we forgot that there was a Pokemon event today, or a trailer coming out today. And Nintendo really kind of screwed us over because we did an episode yesterday saying that Nintendo has a diminished presence at E3, and today they said, no, we're going to be at E3. We got more stuff to show you. So what we're going to do is going to break all this down. After party. What do you feel? Let's just go ahead and just jump right in to this E3 stuff. So today Nintendo comes out with a statement saying that, you know, we are coming out, we're going to be at E3, and we're going to bring some big stuff. We're going to have a Pokemon Go question and answer session. We're going to have a Pokemon special all about Pokemon Sun and Moon. And that's going to be in the morning. Then they're going to bring a few other games. Dragon Quest 7, Monster Hunter Generations, Tokyo Sessions FE, and a few other games. I feel like this is a response to our episode yesterday.
I wish, but I'm not surprised. You know, we did talk about the possibility that there would be something else because Nintendo does like to kind of throw things at you at the last minute in a good way. You know, keep you on your feet and surprise the fans a little bit. Seems like definitely that's what they've done. They're going to have a lot of Pokemon information for Sun and Moon at E3, and they've already released a lot as of today. So I am excited.
Oh yeah, me most definitely. I'm actually more interested in the Pokemon Go question and answer session. I wonder, for the love of God, if they're going to give us a release date for this game. I mean, nobody that I know got accepted to the beta, and I know like 15 people who applied, and you would think one person out of 15 would have gotten it. I don't know what the odds are on getting accepted to that beta. Maybe one person in the whole country got accepted as far as I know. So I'm definitely looking forward to hearing about Pokemon Go. But I'm actually, I'm glad that Nintendo is coming back to E3 in a more significant way. I wasn't really worried. I knew whatever they were going to show at E3 was going to kick ass. But I'm glad that, they reconsidered and are bringing more to the table. And then, guys, go ahead.
Yeah, I said me too.
True that. And guys, the reason we are here today for real, Nintendo just keeps dropping these little Pokemon goodies in our lap. So what we're here for is Pokemon Sun and Moon Part 3. I can't believe we've done 3 episodes just related to Pokemon Sun and Moon. First off. And as long as they keep dropping these little nuggets, we'll keep giving them to you. This is the year of Pokemon. So, let's just go ahead and jump into the first thing that's really interesting. We know who and what these legendaries are. The lion has been named Solgaleo, or Solgaleo. And the bat is Lunala. So these are pretty cool. Let me just, I guess these are the Pokedex entries. So for Solgaleo, since ancient times, Solgaleo has been honored as an emissary of the sun. It is referred to with reverence as the beast that devours the sun. Solgaleo's body holds a vast amount of energy, and it shines with light when it's active. It has a flowing mane with remarkable resemblance to the sun. Its signature move is Sunsteel Strike, an attack that charges at an opponent with the force of a meteor, disregarding the target's ability. Mario Afterparty, man, you actually broke down this to me, because you saw the trailer before I did this morning, and you broke it down. What's up with its special ability, man?
Solgaleo's new ability is Full Metal Body. It's an ability that no previous Pokemon has had in the game before, and with the Full Metal Body ability, the description states that a Pokemon status will not be lowered by the effects of an opponent's moves or ability. That seems like a really great ability to me, and it can be very strategic in Pokemon battles. So, both of the new Pokemon have very strategic moves in different ways, but I really think that this is a really cool ability.
Oh man, hell yeah! I'm thinking about like all the possibilities. I mean, not really for competitive play because I know that for the most part legendaries are banned, from like the overall meta. But this Pokemon could totally break a lot of the meta, just because if its stats will not be lowered by the effects of an opponent's move or ability, that means a lot of people who like to grind their opponents out. If this Pokemon is in their opposition's team, you're not grinding an opponent out with this Pokemon. This Pokemon is going to be able to take that. That's almost meta breaking right there.
Right, and I don't play Pokemon competitively. I just play it for fun. So, when I play against you or other people, I usually have one of the legendaries in my team. It is interesting though because this is a Psychic Steel type. We all thought it was going to be a Fire type Pokemon, but it's not. Psychic and Steel, which are it's an odd mix, and that's going to be interesting to see what its strengths and what its weaknesses are.
Yeah, and that's the thing that trips me out. It looks like a fire Pokemon, but then you think that it's actually weak against fire with the steel typing. That's so it's so weird.
It's going to be weak against fire for sure, which is weird because it looks like a fire Pokemon and it's all about the sun. But yeah, its ability is pretty awesome, but it's going to have some interesting weaknesses for sure.
Well, here's the good thing about that. If it's not going to be lowered by the effects of an ability, does that mean it can't get like burned with a fire attack? Because if that's what that means, then then that even though it's got the overall weakness to fire, the long-term effects won't really affect the Pokemon. So
that's what I would guess. It can't be burned.
So cool, so cool. Do you have the description for Lunala up?
I do. All right. Since ancient times, Lunala has been honored as an emissary of the moon, referred to with reverence as the beast that calls the moon. Lunala is constantly absorbing light and converting it into energy. With its wings spread to absorb the surrounding light and glittering like the crescent moon, it resembles a beautiful night sky. Lunala's signature Moongeist beam attack releases an ominous beam of light that disregards the target's ability. And then it goes into to describe Lunala's ability, which is called Shadow Shield, a new ability also that no Pokemon has had in any of the previous games. And this ability, a Pokemon will take less damage from an attack that lands when the Pokemon has full HP. Also another very strategic ability, just because, if you're at max HP, obviously the first attack that is used against you is not going to do as much damage. And if you have moves that can continue to restore health to your Pokemon and bring it back up to max HP again, I can see that being a very good ability.
Oh, most definitely. You know that if these are allowed in the meta, that everybody's going to be running rest. Because you hit that rest, you get your full HP back, and it's just this thing is designed almost like it's not really a tanky Pokemon, but it's definitely a Pokemon that's designed to take punishment with that ability.
Yeah, and like Solgaleo, Lunala has some interesting types. It's Psychic Ghost, which, I have no idea what that's going to be weak against. That's going to be crazy.
Dark, right?
Yeah, well, it's going to be weak against Ghost, because Ghost is weak against Ghost, right? I don't have the little ability chart in front of me, but I forget what...
I'm pretty sure Dark types were created because of the OP nature of Ghosts. So I think that's the overall... Guys, we are not meta players. We just enjoy the game. So I want to preface that now. We've done 3 episodes about Pokemon Sun and Moon. We should let you know we're not metagame players. We're just Pokemon fans. But still, I'm pretty sure that it would be weak against Dark. And if that's true, I mean, both of these Pokemon have some pretty glaring weaknesses, like being weak against Fire and then being weak against Ghost. But it keeps them from being super OP because they do have some great special abilities.
This is true.
Moving on, we got a bunch of new characters. Well, we saw them before, but now we've got details about the characters. So the first character that they introduced us to was Professor Kukui. I'm pretty sure that's how you say the name, so I'm not gonna, try to say it any different way. Kukui. He is the Alola region's dependable Pokemon professor. He lives near your home and looks out for you. He's passionate about his research into Pokemon moves and has sometimes taken direct hits from Pokemon when there was something to be learned from it. Sporting a white lab coat slung casually over his bare torso, he shows off his own unique style. Since we already know that the Alola region is pretty much Hawaii, he seems to have like that laid-back surfer swag as a Pokemon professor.
Yes, he does.
He's super chill. And ladies, he's got that nice bare chest for you. The next character they showed us was Lily. Lily is a mysterious girl who assists the professor. This young girl is about the same age as your character, and she's working as Professor Kukui's assistant for personal reasons. She's not fond of making Pokemon fight in battles, but she loves reading and has devoured many books. Lily will play an important role in the story of Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. I think she's going to be like an N-type character. If we can go back to Black and White for a minute, I think she's going to play the role of N.
Well, that would be interesting, but I mean, I don't know if she's going to end up being a villain. We'll see.
Well, maybe not as sinister as N's motives initially were, but I do think that, she's definitely like a Poke activist. She's PETA in the Pokemon world, apparently.
I don't know. I don't think there's been enough information released to know exactly what's going to be happening as far as who the villains are going to be in this game.
Oh, and the last character that they introduced us to formally, his name is Hal. Now, I really like the way Hal looks. He's just, he's definitely super chill. He's got the orange shorts, got the backpack, the Hawaiian style shirt. He just looks like he's ready to chill. The only thing I gotta fault him on is the man bun. Come on, Hal. Come on, no man bun. All right. Hal is a Pokemon-loving young boy with a big appetite. He's the same age as your character. When you move to the Alola region, he makes friends with you right away. He has a real weakness for malasada, a famous tree in the Alola region. He is always in search of malasada shops. He is a big-hearted boy who really loves Pokemon. So, those are the 3, primary characters that you will be interacting with. I'm pretty sure Hal will function as your rival. So, sorry Hal, I'm changing your name to Chris. And of course, we got a better look at the avatars. We saw the customization screen a lot better this time around. Again, this is a feature that I like. I don't want to reiterate it. I'm glad that there's more customization options. Very cool to see it. But I think there was something that was really cool for me, man. There's something in the trailer that I thought stole the trailer. And that's the new Pokedex.
Yes, that was interesting how they, decided to make the Pokedex a little bit more interactive.
Yeah. Guys, the Pokedex is a Rotom. I mean, this is, going back to Gen 4, Rotom was one of the coolest Pokemon to catch because he had so many different forms. And this is a really neat form for this type of Pokemon. I'm surprised it took them that many games after Diamond and Pearl to think about this. And for all my Ocarina of Time fans, it seems to play the role of the Navi. And if it ever says, "Hey, listen!" I'm gonna freaking blow my mind. But it's so cool. My wonder is, since it's technically a Pokemon, I wonder if you can use it in some form of battle other than it just being your Pokedex. And I wonder how interactive it's actually going to be.
Right, that's a good question because I think that would be really cool if you could use it in battle. It'll be interesting to see if they let us do that.
Yeah, man, it's such a good idea, but you know, we don't know any real details about it yet. But man, I got my fingers crossed that this is a full-fledged member of your party, just as much of it as it is a Pokemon. I'm sorry, as a Pokedex. So super excited for the Rotom Dex. That's what I'm calling it, Rotom Dex. We coined it here first at the SplatZones, Rotom Dex. And lastly, guys, the biggest piece of information to come out of this trailer. And it was kind of like the mindfuck. So in the last trailer, we see the Alola region for the first time. And it was one island, and After Party was really skeptical about that one island. And, in his mind, there was no way that it could be one island. It wasn't big enough. Well, Mario After Party, you have been validated by today's trailer.
Yes, there are 4 islands, and I was surprised. I mean, I knew there had to be something more because the island they showed us was not. It didn't seem like it would be a big enough map, but the fact that they added 3 additional islands. I believe there's a small man-made island and then some sort of a ship or object in the middle of the chain of islands there. But you notice that one of the islands completely dwarfs all of the other ones.
Yeah, man, it's huge. It's huge. You literally have to put the other, at least 2 of those islands together to get the scope of the last island, the one in the far off corner. I'm still thinking that structure in the middle, it could be a boat, but I'm actually thinking that's where the Pokemon League is. And if I'm just gonna take a stab at a guess, I'm saying that's where the Pokemon League is, right smack dab in the center of all those islands.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good guess. I don't know what else it could be, but
that or a very large cruise ship. Man, it makes the SSN look like a baby toy. Oh, throwing in those Gen 1 references for you guys, right? So much cool stuff. Dude, I am getting... I find it hard to grasp how they managed to put so much stuff in a trailer that's less than 2 minutes. Like, they're knocking it out of the park with these trailers, man. Just another really good trailer. And I like the way they're doing it. I don't think we've gotten like this much information this quickly about any other previous Pokemon game. Really glad they're doing it like that. Like, for the last 3 months in a row, we found something out. Well, not in a row, but we're 6 months into the year, and 3 out of those 6 months, we got the reveal of the game. Then we got the starters. Now we've got information about the legendaries. We see the Alola region in its full glory. We know about your possible rivals. We know about the cool-ass new Pokedex, the Rotom Dex.
I just want to point something out. I don't know. I know you noticed the big ship-like structure where there's like some building in the that you think is the Pokemon League in the middle of the islands, and then the island off to the smaller island on the very left side of the map. But do you notice that if you look at the top right corner of the map, there is another island up there that is kind of hidden behind the mist?
Cloud. Yeah, I see it now. I did not see that before.
So, I mean, that I didn't notice that the first time. I'm just looking at it right now. So it seems like there is a lot of mystery and a lot of different places to travel within this game. And I know you could probably go on and on and on now that they've released the full map about, what the different locations are going to bring. But I'm kind of impressed at the size because it does seem now that we really do have a really big world to explore.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say the scope of this game looks larger now than any previous Pokemon game. I mean, if you really dive into the story of a Pokemon game, you really just play the game and you grind, you're going to get at least 45 to 60 hours if you're grinding real hard. But this game potentially looks like you're going to get at least 70 hours if you're grinding. I'm super excited to explore this world, man. It's very cool, and we're getting it looks a lot more like Hawaii now that we've seen all 4 of these islands, this nice little archipelago we have going on here.
Definitely.
Man, I'm saying, man, these trailers, they're blowing it out of the water, man, and I can't wait until June 15th. I cannot wait for that Pokemon special, because that seems like it's going to be sort of like a direct. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm pretty sure that we can bank on it being at least 15 minutes long. Imagine what they've crammed into these 3 small trailers. Imagine what they could cram into 15 minutes of Pokemon special. They're going to just keep blowing our minds. So, you guys, we promise you, as soon as that special airs, we are going to be on here, and we're going to break that down just like we broke this stuff down for you, because as long as they keep releasing these trailers, we're going to keep breaking them down because it's fun. It is fun. It gets you more content, and we just have a blast doing it. Like, maybe I'm speaking for myself, but I am having a blast doing it.
Yeah, and we ain't going to stop until we get to an episode where when we ask, what are you playing currently, we're saying Pokemon Sun and Moon. That's at that point, we're not going to be doing any more Pokemon Sun and Moon episodes, but until we get to that point where we actually got the game in our hands, physical copy, we're going to be bringing you all the latest news with that.
Oh, most definitely. We're both going to break. The way I see it, we both have to review that game. We both have to do our own reviews of that game. Just the way it is, guys. We're both big Pokemon fans, but sometimes we have differing opinions on Pokemon games. But still, I don't see this game, in my opinion, already looking like the best Pokemon game right here. Just little things like the Rotom Dex have me so excited. Like, I am speculating so much on the Rotom Dex. It's just blowing my mind, man. But guys, we just want to go out here. We want to do another little mini episode for you. We want to break this down as soon as we could. So we're back less than 24 hours after we recorded our last episode, because that's how much we love Pokemon and how much we love you, the fans. So that's going to be it for this episode. Unless Mario After Party, got any closing thoughts on that?
Nope.
Alright, guys. So that you can hit us up by email, nice1983@gmail.com, and you can now email us at thesplatzones@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Twitter @nice1983. Hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/nice1983. Go ahead and check out the website, nice1983.wix.com/game collecting. If you're a fan of the Splat Zones, you can catch us on iTunes, you can catch us on Stitcher Radio, and you can now catch us on Google Play Music. We also always have the video versions here on YouTube, so however you want to listen to the Splat Zones, we have given you the option. That's it. That's all I got to say. Mario After Party, you got anything left to say?
Man, stay fresh.
Stay fresh. Deuces.